Housewife Hooker by Paul Groves. Just before she gets the kids from school, in Beaux on Loma, Erica Van Hool sucks some fat and total stranger's tool. Hoville Kosthead, he says, zipping his pants. She clears her throat and tells him, no romance, just old Dutch trade, manipulating chance into design, the way Rembrandt Van Ryn did with paint till 1669. He nods and leaves, the Groot becoming Klein inside his Y-fronts. In the dormobile she hums Corelli absent-mindedly. Is life a dream? And is the dream for real? Before her husband homes, she'll lay his tea decorously and change the window's flowers. The girl does cello lessons in her room, the boy just eats an apple. Mankind's powers, she hopes, will one day make the desert bloom. Between times, she donates to charity and goes to church with regularity, and works from home, at least till 3:30. 'Twas Christmas on the Spanish Main by T.S.Eliot. 'Twas Christmas on the Spanish Main. The wind it up and blew hard. The vessel gave an awful lurch and heeled way down to leeward. The chaplain was so very scared, his breeches he manured, and Columbo slid along the deck and raped the smoke-room steward. Two young men, 23 to 24 years old, by C.P.Cavafy, translated by Edmund Keeley and Philip Sherrod. He'd been sitting in the cafe since 10:30, expecting him to turn up any minute. Midnight had gone, and he was still waiting for him. It was now after 1:30, and the cafe was almost deserted. He'd grown tired of reading newspapers mechanically. Of his 3 lonely shillings, only 1 was left. Waiting that long, he'd spent the others on coffees and brandy. He'd smoked all his cigarettes. So much waiting had worn him out. Because alone like that for so many hours, he'd also begun to have disturbing thoughts about the immoral life he was living. But when he saw his friend come in, weariness, boredom, thought all disappeared at once. His friend brought unexpected news. He'd won £60 playing cards. Their good looks, their exquisite youthfulness, the sensitive love they shared were refreshed, livened, invigorated by the £60 from the card table. Now, all joy and vitality, feeling and charm, they went, not to the homes of their respectable families, where they were no longer wanted anyway. They went to a familiar and very special house of debauchery, and they asked for a bedroom and expensive drinks, and they drank again. And when the expensive drinks were finished, and it was close to 4 in the morning, happy, they gave themselves to love. The Ruined Maid by Thomas Hardy. Oh, Melia, my dear, this does everything crown. Who could have supposed I should meet you in town? And whence such fair garments, such prosperity? Oh, didn't you know I'd been ruined? Said she. You left us in tatters, without shoes or socks, tired of digging potatoes and spudding up docks. And now you've gay bracelets and bright feathers 3. Yes, that's how we dress when we're ruined, said she. At home in the barton you said thee and thou, and thickoon and theesoon and t'other. But now you're talking quite fits for high company. "Some polish is gained with one's ruin," said she. "Your hands were like paws then, your face blue and bleak, but now I'm bewitched by your delicate cheek, and your little gloves fit as on any lady." "We never do work when we're ruined," said she. "You used to call home life a hag-ridden dream, and you'd sigh and you'd sock, but at present you seem to know not of megrims or melancholy." "True, one's pretty lively when ruined," said she. "I wish I had feathers, a sweeping fine gown, and a delicate face, and could strut about town. A raw country girl, such as you be, cannot quite expect that. You ain't ruined," said she. There Was a Young Girl of Siberia by T.S.Eliot. There was a young girl of Siberia who had such a tempting posterior that the Lapps and the Finns kept inventing new sins, as she recognized types were too stereo. Columbiad, 2 stanzas, by T.S.Eliot. The ladies of King Bollow's court were called the Broadway Benders, and likewise called the Fore and Aft, or else the Double Enders. Columbo took a single look and hitched up his suspenders. "Come on, my merry men," said he, "these look like old offenders." King Bollow's royal bodyguard were called the Jersey Lilies, a bold and bestial set of blacks, undaunted by syphilis. They wore the national uniform of a garland of verbenas, and a pair of big black hairy balls, and a big black knotty penis. Mail Order by Robert Maitre. Today it's schoolgirl shots. Janie, 16, starts in navy gym slip, Daz white blouse. A bit tight now, of course, but that's a bonus for the punters. And regulation navy blue knickers, topped up by sheer stockings, and a neat little garter belt. Shirl mans the Nikon in her attic-cum-studio, away from the nosy Parkers. Janie strips quite prettily, and makes good use of a hockey stick. Mum models for the older women sets, and helps Shirl out with the business side. Janie's quite taken to it, and confesses that open leg shots really make me feel fruity. This, of course, comes in handy for self-shots. "You can always tell," says Shirl, "when they're simulated." For stronger material, FFFM, Plump, Mandy, Big Jim and Roger oblige. "We don't do videos," says Shirl, "so we don't need props like shaving foam. Besides, I don't like conning the punters. Roger's still a bit quick when Janie's in the belt and white seam stockings. Jim does the 3 shots with Janie and Mandy. The girls get through an awful lot of stockings, but the pastel shades they do now come out so well on the colour sets. Thank God for Dorothy Perkins." After schoolgirl sex, mixed doubles and French oral are the most popular. For girls only, Mandy was a great find, 39 D-cup. A bit that way inclined, which helps. Mum says, "I think it's all worth it for those little extras in life, and it'll set Jamie and Roger up nicely when they get married." Diamond Lily. "Oh, my name is Diamond Lily. I'm a whore in Piccadilly, and my father runs a brothel in the Strand. My brother sells his arsehole to the guards at Windsor Castle. We're the finest fucking family in the land."